See, I'm driving the truck here. This is I'll do a quick video on the AFC West. AFC West, the additions of free agency. The Chiefs added Sammy Watkins, who's on the beginning of his career. I mean, he was really good, and he got hurt a lot, and then he might have did okay with the Rams, and he's going to go to Kansas City to hopefully bolster the receiving core there. For the Chiefs, got rid of their quarterback Alex Smith. He went on to be the quarterback of the Washington Redskins. Guy took Mahomes. Even in preseason, he looked exciting. He looked like one of those big quarterbacks that can scramble and make those throws downfield, get the ball more downfield. But he lacks experience. He's going to make his mistakes, you know. But he's got a great coach in Andy Reid. Andy Reid knows offense. And he's got a great coach. And, Chiefs have some good running backs there from last year that they had. And, they did add Sammy Watkins. Should be getting a healthy Eric Berry back. Should bolster their defense again. He's like the heart of that defense. So it's like amazing how Chiefs had a good roster on defense, but their defense wasn't good last year. It's because Eric Berry is a key component of that. But then they lose Marcus Peters, the best corner they had. He gets traded to the Rams. I think mainly was because of his, maybe an attitude on the field and cause penalties. He lacks the team sportsmanship that Andy Reid and the Chiefs wanted. So the Chiefs are going to have to look to get a corner, I would say, in the draft. First round. I don't think they even have a first round pick because they traded it away to get their quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. They're going to have to hope they can get some steals in the draft, like they did a couple years ago when they got that receiver, that speedster receiver, that just burns people. But yeah, so the Chiefs are going to be looking to probably get a corner. Denver, they get a new quarterback. They get rid of Simeon, and they get Case Keenum, quarterback from Minnesota, who had a great season, but was terrible in the playoffs. But he had a great year. I mean, you can't take that away from him. He should be an upgrade over Trevor Simeon. But he is no Peyton Manning, so don't expect Case Keenum to be playing like what you guys had, Peyton Manning. But you'll have better play at the quarterback, I believe. Again, still Denver's question mark is how good is your offensive line going to be. This remains to be seen. Denver traded Talib to the Rams. So Talib, is now gone. So they need that big physical corner. They're going to need to draft a corner. Let's see Denver probably drafting a corner in the first or second round. So Denver really needs, I think, another good corner because when they won the Super Bowl that year, they had three awesome corners. But they also need a good edge rusher because they're missing that presence of DeMarcus Ware. Von Miller needs a good complementary edge rusher. They might find a steal there in the draft. I mean, that Chubbs guy can fall to Denver. Whew, watch out. Denver's pass rush will be scary again. But if they can't get Chubbs, then they're going to probably go for either an offensive lineman or a corner. Again, they need that lineman, but at the same time, you want to have that shutdown defense. Knowing that the really good defenses are those that win the championships, they're probably going to want to get that defense as good as possible. So we'll see what happens there. And then the Chargers, they kind of remain the same. I've added some players. I'm not quite sure who they added. I probably should do more homework on that. But the Chargers, they had the best. They were one of the hottest teams at the end of the year last year, and then they lost to the Chiefs. Couldn't get in the playoffs. They're saying the Chargers should have an improved O-line, so watch out, Philip Rivers. Now Rivers is a gunslinger. He's a good quarterback, and they got that good running game by Melvin Gordon. And they have a very good defense. I think their defense is underrated. You got Melvin Ingram and Bosa coming off the ends. They probably have the best pass rush in the AFC West. just because they had that combination of Bosa and Ingram, whereas Khalil Mack's the best defensive player in the division. I think best in the NFL. Von Miller's probably the best, finesse, fast pass rusher. But Mack's a more all-around player because he can play linebacker and edge rusher. But anyways, the Chargers probably need. They might need another weapon, to go with. Again, Mike Williams was hurt last year. I'm going to see if he can develop. The receiver they took from Clemson last year. But again, the way Chargers get injuries, it's probably good for the Chargers. Maybe add another weapon to the draft, or get another good maybe secondary player, like a safety. They're probably missing the days of Eric Weddle. So I see the Chargers maybe look for a good safety in the draft, maybe even. And then we get to talk about my Oakland Raiders. We got our coach back, John Gruden. And let me tell you something. On paper right now, I would say Chargers are the team to beat in the AFC West. But the Raiders got a Super Bowl coach in John Gruden. Yeah, now a lot of people are going to say, well, Gruden, he got a Dungy team he won. But you got to understand, he made the Raider team a Super Bowl team the first time around. Then he got traded to Tampa Bay and he kicked his own team's butt, the Raiders. And he did that. And before he got there, Tampa Bay's defense was good, but it wasn't the top scoring defense in the league. But when he got there, it became the top scoring defense, and he got the offense to get a little bit better because it was barely even scoring any points. So it got good enough to where he could win and ultimately win the Super Bowl. But the reason why I would say he got set back, so he made the playoffs a couple times after that. But the reason why I think he got set back was because he couldn't get a franchise quarterback. I mean, the Raiders traded Gruden for their a lot of their first-round draft picks and second-round picks. So Tampa Bay was handicapped at least a couple years of draft picks, which, of course, Al Davis wasn't making good draft selections, so it didn't really help the Raiders. But it hurt Tampa Bay nonetheless, and they weren't able to get a really quality quarterback. I mean, Chris Sims might have been decent if he didn't injure his spleen. But still, he was maybe an average, above average at best, But he just wasn't able to get that quarterback, and that's what Gruden is. He needs a quarterback. He's a quarterback's coach, and he's a play caller, and he's an offensive guru. So he wasn't able to get a good quarterback there. I mean, he had Jeff Garcia later in his career. But Garcia, kind of got hurt a couple times, but other than that. He's got the best young quarterback he's ever had in Derek Carr. Derek Carr can make any throw. He can make those tight throws. He can make those. He's got the strong arm. He can push it downfield the way Al Davis likes. But the one thing about Carr that a lot of these teams haven't, a lot of these coaches like Del Rio and Dennis Allen and coaches of that caliber haven't made is they haven't let Carr scramble. He is athletic. He could scramble, and I think we're going to see Carr get some, his first career rushing touchdown this year, maybe in a couple, because he let Gannon would scramble and stuff, and a lot of these good quarterbacks are getting a little more athletic, but they can scramble. And I think Carr, he's right around the Aaron Rodgers scrambling ability, and you're going to see that, I think, this year. The good thing also about John Gruden is John Gruden, he wasn't out of the league like Joe Gibbs. He was a Monday Night Football announcer. He got to go to all the stadiums, see how these teams run their practices and their playbooks and everything else, calling plays, and see the game change from a little bit or whatever. But Gruden, I think he's going to have the advantage. It's like kind of Gruden knows a lot of these teams are doing, and he's got all the inside information, basically. So I think, having Gruden now is going to be a great benefit, having him back. He's got the quarterback in Derek Carr. He's got a good offensive line. Just need a good right tackle. Khalil Mack, we need an interior pass rusher. So we're going to look hopefully in the draft for a good inside defensive lineman. And I think Kerryon Conley is going to be a good corner for us. He just needs to be healthy. Then we'll see what Malafanu could develop into at safety. And, you know, and we're going to have that defense that's going to get after you. And but we're going to probably look to maybe get another corner in the draft. We'll see. You know, we've been adding a lot of players. We replaced Michael Crabtree with Jordy Nelson. We'll have to look for another punter. But the way the Raiders' offense is going to be, I don't think we'll be punting a lot. You know, we're gonna have that nice 1-2 punch with you know, Marshawn Lynch. I mean, you look at the second, like the last 10 or 6 games, he had more rushing yards than even Le'Veon Bell. He was the top running back. And back in his more prime days, he had a good fullback, Michael Robinson. Well, we got the fullback from the Cowboys, who's a pretty good fullback lead blocker for Ezekiel Elliott and all that. So you're going to see the Raiders' run game even better. And then Martin, we're going to use him to, you know, in the passing game, get between, you know, on the outside, try to burn people to speed. So, and he's 29 years old, so I think he can still have a couple more years left in him. I think last year Tampa Bay didn't have a very good offensive line, so he wasn't getting anywhere. But again, like I said, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. And a lot of people say, oh, well, Carrs just keeps getting a new coordinator. He's actually got the same coordinator he had his rookie year, Greg Olson. So it's not like he's getting a whole new offensive coordinator guy. But Gruden is going to be more like the play caller, so he'll be learning through Gruden. I'm interested to see what the draft is. I'm going to wait for the predictions after the NFL draft. I'll be able to make all my more closer predictions. And then I'll make my final predictions after the preseason going into week 1. But as of right now, I think the AFC West is going to be a heck of a division. It's going to be awesome. And I'm just driving through Georgia, getting to Florida. I do a Florida-Georgia run back and forth. Weekends off. But anyways, I'm excited for the NFL draft coming up. It's going to be interesting to see if the Raiders are going to make any trades. It'll be interesting to see if we do any trades to try to move up in the draft or whatever. But it's going to be exciting to see. You know, I think the Raiders could use another receiver. If you don't go receiver in the first round, maybe second or third round, find a jewel there. The receiver from Notre Dame was pretty good. I'd like to maybe get him and see what happens there. But I'm also really liking that running back from Notre Dame. I'm hoping maybe he can fall to the second or third round too. So we'll see what happens there. Just in case if Martin can't run anymore for whatever reason, it's good to, you know, find a good. Plus, it's good to have that future draft because this is Lynch's last year. If we stay in Oakland for one more year at the most, maybe we get Lynch for another year, but probably this is Lynch's last year to retire again. I'd really like to get that running back from Notre Dame. I think we can steal him. So I don't think we're going to get the top running back in the draft. A lot of mock drafts have him going top 5, and some actually have him going all the way to 9 to the Niners. That's Saquon Barkley. But anyways, I just wanted to make a little video here and just kind of break down the AFC West. As of right now, I would say the team to beat in the West are the Chargers, with the Raiders and Chiefs probably battling for the number 2 spot, which will get in a wild card. But, you know, we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? We're going to see who has the best draft. The best draft can really help one of these teams. You know, even Denver to get a good edge rusher and get another receiver, and, you know, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a great division battle. I love the AFC West. It's getting more and more competitive. Or in the past, when Denver would just win with ease with Peyton Manning, it just wasn't really fun, you know, because Denver would just kick all our butts. Except for the Bronco fans, they loved it, of course. But I just think it's more awesome when there's more of a fight in the division, you know, when there's more of a competitiveness. I wish all divisions would be like that, make for better football. But I would say the only division that's the easiest would be probably the AFC East, because there's Patriots and then there's everyone else who's rebuilding, basically. But the Raiders, I would say the Raiders on paper should have the best offense in the division. Chargers probably the best defense. And Chargers offense is going to be pretty good too. So, but again, we'll see. I think, you know, the Raiders have the best coaching staff in the division and the best young quarterback. And we'll see what Mahomes does. But Carr was messed up last year by an offensive coordinator, didn't know what he was doing, and now he's got a good offensive-minded coach. Carr's got all the skills to be a great quarterback. You saw the year before when he had that MVP type year. He just needs continuity, and he needs a good offensive-minded coach. And he's got that in John Gruden now, so I think the sky is the limit. You know, I don't think it's Super Bowl or bust yet this year. I think this year is just getting back to the playoffs. That's goal number one, and getting that offense back on track. Hopefully, we can get the secondary fixed. But you know, none of these teams will be perfect. There's going to be a weakness. You know, you can't always, you know, fix all your weaknesses in 1 year. But it's going to be exciting to see. You know, I'm looking forward to the draft at the end of the month, and you know, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, and I'm interested to see where all these quarterbacks go. You know, I think right now the top two quarterbacks probably in the draft is the guy from Wyoming and Baker Mayfield. So it'll be interesting to see where they end up. But yeah, so I'm really excited to watch this draft at the end of the month, and I'm also interested to see the NFL schedule. I'm hoping the Raiders can get, you know, we did only win 6 games last year, but I'm hoping we should get a Monday night game. The fact that, you know, Gruden announced Monday night, I'm interested to see if we get a Monday night again this year and see where the Raiders play. I'm hoping like a good Monday night game, like either an AFC West Monday night or maybe a Raiders-Steelers Monday night game or a Raiders-Niner Monday night game. Something like that would be kind of cool. But I'm thinking, you know, at least the Raiders maybe get a Thursday night, of course, and then maybe a, you know, one Monday night, one Sunday night, and see if we get on the flex Sunday night towards the end of the year. But again, really excited about the draft. All Sports 247. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll look for the draft, man, and we're all going to make our debates and analyze. They all got to go play, and we'll find out, you know, who's closest to truth. So again, hope you guys all have a good draft, and yeah, I'm hoping, you know, yeah, that'd be scary if the Denver were to get Chubbs. But I hope we all get the players we want. That way there'll be no excuses, and we can just see how to let the chips fall where they may. But anyways, that's how that is. But yeah, I'm just driving, how to get past this truck. But anyways, we'll see what happens to the draft. We'll give a recap on who I think had the best draft, and be able to make more of our predictions. But I do hope the Raiders get another receiver that can complement Jordy Nelson and Amari Cooper, just because Seth Roberts is inconsistent. He flashes kind of when it matters in certain situations, but I want a more consistent receiver. I do believe we need another good corner, and we do need interior pass rush. So yeah. Anyways, hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Go Raiders, and look forward to this AFC West this year. Also hoping to get the new Xbox One X right when the new Madden comes out. Hopefully play it on the new Madden on the Xbox One X on a 4K TV. I don't know if anyone in the group is going to be doing a Madden on Xbox One league. If you are, I really like to beat my Raiders. I'd like to find a good franchise league where I can, you know. But other than that, you know, I'm just looking forward to the NFL draft. And the NFL draft is on the weekend when the Avengers comes out. So I'm also looking forward to seeing that Avengers movie. I'm sure there's a lot of you guys who love the Marvel movies, and I'm interested to see if Thanos can get beaten. One of the previews actually shows Captain America holding Thanos' hand from crushing him. So it'll be interesting to see if Captain America will be the one that beats him. But anyways, other than that, I hope you guys will all enjoy, and do another video once, right after the draft. Probably do one after the first round, and then another video after the whole draft. Again, enjoy. It's a beautiful day here. I'm almost in Florida. I'm in Georgia right now, and again, hope everyone's having a nice off season so far, and I just can't wait for football to be back. Smelling that draft right around the corner. It gets me excited about football again. All of us fans, we're all excited in our team. Even Cleveland's getting better. Even the Browns could win some games this year, you know. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Gruden does bring back. Being out of coaching for 10 years, but being very close to the game, where he was able to go to all these different facilities and see how all these different offenses run. It's going to be interesting to see what all this knowledge that Gruden's going to be able to have and bring back into the NFL. It's going to be exciting. But like I said, I think Carr's better year will be when he's in his second year of Gruden, or third year when he's been under Gruden for a year and getting more comfortable in it. That's what I think Carr will really soar. Like I said, I expect Carr to be much better this year than he was last year. And he actually looked pretty good in that Pro Bowl, won the game. But anyways, enjoy the draft, guys, and we'll talk to you soon.